Bonnie's our little 5-year-old. So Bonnie's got Spina Bifida, something called myelomeningocele, which basically means she had an open spinal wound when she was born. So Bonnie is a wheelchair user and she's very happy. She's in a local mainstream school, but she has a lot of support, has a one-to-one who's fantastic with her. So Bonnie needs a lot of support around the house, so we've had quite a lot of adaptations around the house to make her life a bit easier. But she's always on the go. She always wants to do stuff and tell us what to do and point what she wants to try and achieve that day, which is brilliant. Bonnie was born in November, and we spent quite a few weeks in the neonatal intensive care unit in Cardiff in the Children's Hospital of Wales. Bonnie stayed there till the 20th of December, and thankfully the doctors said she's doing well enough to come home, which was phenomenal. So we got to have Bonnie's first Christmas together in our home. I'm an occupational therapist. I started my journey at the tender age of 11, actually, in the field of sort of healthcare and occupational therapy. When I was 11, I had my first operation to cut and stretch my Achilles tendon. And that's when I realised how brilliant and fascinating the healthcare world was. I thought I must do something to help other people. So I moved into the caring profession age 16, and then went on to college, did a sports therapy BTEC, some A-levels, and then decided to train as an occupational therapist. When we were in hospital, it was quite obvious to me as an occupational therapist that we would need some adaptations at home. One of the things we thought about, we got a beautiful staircase, but unfortunately it's oak and it turns and it winds and it's very slippery. So the thought of carrying a disabled child up and down the stairs was quite worrying for us. What we also realised as well is we'd need extra support, and our mother-in-law is fantastic. However, she was finding the stairs a challenge in general, let alone carrying our daughter up and down the stairs. When we then looked at things like getting up and down the stairs, normally, for most families, they would just hold the banister or walk up the stairs. We weren't able to do that. We were sort of holding her and hoping we weren't going to trip and fall back down the stairs. We'd consider a stair lift, but the problem with our stairs is they're quite long and windy, and with Bonnie's open wound and thinking about even when that was closing and the longer term, if we were having to get her onto the stair lift, she wouldn't be able to do that independently anyway, so she'd be having to transfer from a wheelchair onto a stair lift and then travel quite extensively up around the stairs, round a bend. We just felt that was inappropriate and not a long-term solution for her. So because of my profession, I was aware of the options to look at home lifts, and even though I have worked with Stiltz over a number of years and really like their lifts, I wanted to consider every lift on the market. So we had several companies come in and have a look at our home. Unfortunately, quite a lot of the lifts on the market were discounted straight away due to maybe head height or location and positioning. What we found really great about the Stiltz Homelift was we could literally put it anywhere in our house. We had several options. We were looking at maybe a through cart, which basically means we'd wheel Bonnie in her wheelchair, go up the stairs and then through onto the landing. But we decided we've got a spare room, we don't use it for too much. So we thought, why not just put it in the hallway, go straight up and into the spare room. When the lift was installed, we were absolutely ecstatic. It was brilliant. So our mother-in-law, she's been trained to come in and help Bonnie with all her medical needs. She said, why don't you go out and book a meal? Go out, have some time for yourself. So for the first time in about 4 years, we felt confident that somebody'd come in and look after Bonnie, and my wife and I could go out for a meal, which you just sometimes take for granted. It was life-changing for us. It enables Bonnie's grandmother to be able to take her to bed, to read her a story, and to be a grandmother, which she felt that she couldn't do before the lift was installed. Thinking with my professional hat on as an occupational therapist, I'm really pleased we didn't even entertain installing a stair lift even as a temporary measure, because it just wouldn't have worked. I think if you need to transfer somebody on and off the stairs, you've got to think about the top of the stairs. Yes, we're aware it will take a bit longer. Yes, we're aware that there would be structural alterations and building control, but it's there for life. Bonnie's 5, she'll probably not move out till at least she's 17, 18 years of age. We know that this lift will grow with her. It's a wheelchair size lift as well, so we've even factored in the fact that we've gone for the biggest lift that Stiltz have at the time, and when her wheelchair grows, she will be able to still use that lift, and she'll get to the point where she'll use it independently as well. Personally, I couldn't sing the praises of the Homelift enough. Stiltz have been fantastic. What I really like about it is the colour, the aesthetics. It fits in fantastic with the house. And what's really funny for Bonnie's purposes, it's got nice blue lights inside, and And when you press the button, you go up and down in it. It's just big buttons. It just works. It's a game changer, complete game changer for us as a family. We know for the next 15, 16 years, our house is adapted and will meet our family needs. Bonnie loves it here. There's a lot of parks around the corner, which is thousands of acres of lakes and wildlife. She can sit in the garden, play with her sandpit, or play with the water and splash, and watch the birds come and drink out the fountain, or the squirrels running up the trees. It's just beautiful here. It's so quiet, so peaceful. We just love living here. So it's really nice that we're able to keep our home and adapt it.